16. 1 6. One after 15, but before 17. There you go. Or if you're a fan of iCarly, Durfteen.
I remember actually. I used to watch it all the time.
Spectacular episode when the kid needs to go to math camp, and Spence and Carly teach them that there's a new number between 5 and 6.
Called Durf, right?
Durf, yeah. And then he has to go to math camp, and then that kid keeps coming back, and he's their enemy later on. I love that show so much. Anyway, yes, page 16. On page 16 at the top, you have the stuff that is important to me as a math teacher and important to you as skills you would take out into the real world. You can read those at your leisure. There's a couple of things there that I want to point out, though. One of those things is this word right here, or not a word, this phrase, proportional reasoning. Proportional reasoning, what does it mean if things are in proportion to each other? Kayla.
Like unbalanced or
If they're in proportion?
No. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Proportional is like they're balanced and they've got like
Okay, so Kayla is saying it is balanced. So if I drew this stick figure,
Wow.
does that look right? Why not? Blake. The head is way too big. It is out of proportion, yes? Just like if I drew this stick figure, like the guy from Beetlejuice. Does that look right? No, why?
The body's too.
The body's way too big, right? When you draw a person, it's about 7.5 heads tall. That's about how tall we are, if we're proportionate. So everybody understands proportions. They just have trouble explaining them. So what we are going to do here is we are going to start with easy proportional reasoning, staying within one method of measurement, metric or SI to SI, which is really just moving the decimal place, and imperial to imperial, which is not moving the decimal place, but still just as easy. I'm going to give you a mathematical tool that will always work no matter what you are comparing in proportions. Anything can be compared using proportional reasoning. Price per pound of butter at one store and price per pound of butter at another store. Price per pound of bacon or per gram of bacon at one store and price per gram of bacon in another store. And you will be using these things throughout your life. When you go to Walmart and they try to sell you a giant thing of kitty litter for $18, then you will apply your grade 10 math and you will say, but Walmart idiots, I can buy 3 little ones and it's cheaper than buying one giant one. You're fooling me because you know that the regular old dumb person who doesn't understand math is just going to buy the big one and pay you more for less stuff. But that's not going to be any of you, is it? No, because you people apply mathematical principles to real life where they should be applied. The next thing I would like to point out this unit is there is a whole bunch of 2.4. Nothing makes us math teachers want to reach down our own throats and pull out our own spleens more than when you kids give us a half page of work and an answer that makes absolutely no sense. We do not understand how it is you can write a whole page of work and then give us an answer that makes no sense. Like the person who told me I could walk 450 kilometers in 15 steps. Which means by that logic, I could walk home to Chilliwack in 1 step.
You live in Chilliwack?
Yes, I live in Chilliwack.
Oh. I don't either.
That bothered me because it was a person in an honors math class, in an honors math 10 math class, in a unit about measurement. This is your first time in a Math 10 honors class, so it can't have been any of you. So stop pointing fingers.
I thought it was him.
At any rate, that makes us go crazy. Because that proves that you guys are just learning steps. You're not actually learning math, and that hurts our feelings down to the core of our math beings.
obviously we're not learning steps because they didn't. Oh gosh.
Oh no, she did all the right math.
No, but like steps because she was talking about like
Oh, you little why I didn't even pick up on that one, Kayla. But if I did that to you, it would be creepy. So pretend this hand is Kayla's. All right. That was actually a good one. I need a moment with that one. Because I've got to figure out how I'm going to incorporate that into the next time I do this little lecture thing.
You said learning bad stuff.
Like, even I got it, man. Come on.
No, but I didn't hear what she said.
It's not as funny when
You
you
said what?
Explaining jokes always makes them funnier, Kayla.
makes that person not have their furniture.
All right. So, yes, there is a lot of that in this unit. You must actually understand what you were doing, or you're going to do tons and tons of calculations, get the complete wrong answer, and then you're going to make me do this when I mark your work. And that hurts my head after a while, so please don't make me do it. Okay? Okay. Let's go on. Now, this page is part of a page that I'm going to give you today that has every single thing from Math 10 that you do not have to memorize, because you always get to use it. Because, like always, I do not believe in testing your memories. That is not fair to you. Some of you have better memories than others, which is why I test your ability to use the product. I do not care that you do not know that this is a Phillips screwdriver number 2. I don't care if you call it the star one. That's middle size. I don't care. You know the one that makes the plus sign? That one. I need that screwdriver. Dad?
Exactly what I
Which size? There's different sizes. Just give me them all. Okay? That's okay if you don't know that Phillips screwdrivers come in 3 sizes. That's all right, as long as you know that you put the screwdriver into the screw and you turn lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. That is what I want you to do. If you can use the screwdriver, that is what matters. I do not care if you do not know the name. Understand? Which is why I do not care if you memorize these conversions. You do not have to. I will give it to you on a sheet of paper. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. But you will notice that in your notes, there is a big blank spot right there, because right there you're going to write down the only piece of math you need for this entire unit. And this piece of math will be used by you when you go to physics. It will be used by you when you go to chemistry. It will be used by you when you go to biology. It will be used by you when you go to the store. It will be used by you all the time. This is one of the most useful pieces of math that we can give you. If you need to convert anything, and what are some things you might convert in your life? Measurements. Duh. What else? Prices between things. That's another one I've given you. What else might you ever have to convert? Currency, money, or weights. There is a million things you will convert, and this will convert anything. Okay? So, this is how it works. You will have some sort of measurement that you wish to convert. So I'm going to call that an amount. An amount to convert of any kind. And what you do with that amount is you multiply it by a fraction. That fraction looks like this. It's what you want over what you have. And right now that doesn't make much sense until I show it to you and show you how it works. Now the very first example we are going to do is one that you can all do 2.4 using mental math in your head. But we are going to do it with this mathematical tool because it will show you how easy it is to use it. Okay? So let us all look at the first one. Convert 485 centimeters to meters. By the time I finish reading that sentence, all of you have probably already said that it is 4.85. You have all probably realized, oh, I moved the decimal 2 places because centimeter is hundredths of meters. Yes? Of course you have all done that. Because in metric, or the SI system, that's what we get to do. It makes sense. You multiply and divide by 10, and multiplying and dividing by 10 moves the decimal 1 space to the right or 1 space to the left. You already know that from grade 6 or whatever somebody taught you how to multiply 9s by counting your knuckles and stuff like that. Okay? All right, now let's actually use it, the mathematical part of it, because, as I said, it will always work no matter what you are converting. So we're going to use it in this situation where it is incredibly easy and we have already done the work in our heads. What is the measurement that we have right now that we wish to convert? It is 485 centimeters. Yes? Then we are going to multiply it by the fraction. What do we want? Meters. What do we have? Centimeters. We don't have a fraction yet. We will have a fraction when we look at our chart. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Now, you guys are smart kids. Centimeter, centimeter. They cancel out. And we end up with 485 over 100, which is, of course, 4.85. And the only measurement that is left is the meters. And that will work no matter what you are converting. If you are converting money, that works. I want Canadian dollars. How much my money is in America? How much I have in American? What would go here instead of centimeters would be 485 Canadian dollars. I want US dollars. I have Canadian dollars. Then you would do the math. I want to change days to hours. I have 485 days, hours, days. Change the math. Change the units, do the same math. Everybody with me? Great. So this next one, 57 inches to feet. Inches, I want feet. So feet over inches. Then you fill it in from the chart. 1 foot is 12 inches. So it's 57 divided by 12. And of course, when you do that math, you're going to come up with a strange answer. What are you going to come up with? 4.75. Why is that not okay? How tall are you, Josiah? Just about? Okay. Damn it. You had to be 6 feet. You couldn't just say 5'11" for me? Just say you're 5'11". 5'11", excellent. Are you 5.11 feet tall? No. So why is that not okay? Now tell me why, because you put your hand up for why. No decimals in inches. I don't say I'm 5.67 feet tall, do I? No, I'm 5 foot 8 inches tall, 5 2/3 of a foot. So how do I resolve this problem? This is a super easy one that you can do in your head. So somebody is going to tell me the right answer because you guys are smart kids and can work in your head. What is it, Alicia? 4 feet 9 inches. Of course you know it's 4 feet 9 inches because 0.75 is 3/4 of a foot, yes? 1/4 of a foot is 3 inches. You could have done that easily. But let's say you don't know that. Can you use proportional reasoning again? Of course you can, because what do I have there?
You have the feet and then you...
I have 0.75 of a foot,
Yeah.
and what do I want?
You want inches.
Inches. So I would multiply by inches over feet. 12 over 1, 0.75 times 12 would get me the 9 inches. Everybody with me? Is there another way you could have done that? Is your hand up, Sam, or are you stretching? Okay. Is there another way you could have found out it was 4 feet 9 inches without using the proportional reasoning or without knowing that it was 9/12?
You could do like how you check in 12 times 4 is...
Yes. You know, that 12 goes into 57 4 times, leaving a remainder of what? 9/12. 9/12 must be 4 foot 9 inches. Is everybody good? That's how easy converting anything to anything is. It's always that simple. But there are a few minor problems. So you do 3, 4, and 5, which should take you about 30 seconds. Stop at 6, because I want to talk about 6. Please go ahead and do them. And actually, I'm sorry to be a dink about it, but I really want you to write it all the way out for 3, 4, and 5. Please. I have a reason. Go. If you don't have your calculator, just write it out. Stop at 6, and you then tell me any issues you had with 4 and 5. Did you? What was your answer for 4? So somebody who actually got out their calculator did it, didn't just write it out.
45.33.
45.33. Is that the right answer?
No. Oh, technically.
Which is it? I only asked you a yes or no question. Is it or is it not the right answer? What did I tell you about proportional reasoning? Does it always work?
Yeah.
So is it or is it not the right answer?
Yeah.
Of course it's the right answer.
Yeah.
Is it the best answer?
No.
No, why?
Because it's like not, and there's no decimal in the yards.
There's no decimal, right? It's 0.33333333. So what is that really? How else can I express 0.3 repeating? 1/3. So is this also not 45 and 1/3 of a yard?
Yeah.
Is that a better answer?
Yeah.
Can I make the answer 1 better? Again, I ask you, how tall are you? I have to choose somebody other than Josiah. How tall are you, Kayla?
5'9".
Thank you. 5'9". 5'9" what, Kayla? 5
Feet.
5 feet?
9 inches.
9 inches. So in the imperial system, we use a measurement and then we go down to the next one. So 45 what's? Yards and 1 foot. So our best answer is 45 yards, 1 foot. Is everybody cool with that? Do I particularly care which of those 3 you show me? Or am I more interested in your ability to perform the conversion?
You don't care about that, and you care about the.
I care about the concept. Does everybody understand? Now, the next thing I would like to point out is by now you should already be seeing a pattern, yes? When the 1 was in the numerator, what math did we do?
Division.
When the 1 was in the denominator, what math did we do?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. That's why I wanted you to write it out 5 times. So you don't get in the habit of going straight to the shortcut and screwing it up. Understand? So in this one, I have the 1 on top. So I know that it's 2016 divided by 12. And what do I get? I know I said you didn't have to do these, but somebody has their calculator out and has done it.
168.
168 exactly, yes?
Yeah.
Now, I said stop at 6 for a reason. Why? What is weird about 6?
It's miles.
It's miles to feet, which is a stupid conversion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why would you ever convert miles to feet? Where do you live? Oh, I live 10 miles over there. Oh, really? You live 52,800 feet away from me? When I was done punching you in the nose, we would talk about why you were so stupid for saying 52,800 feet, right? Because that's not how we measure stuff, is it? Right? I'm 177 centimeters tall. Would I ever say, I'm 1,770 millimeters tall? I'm 17,700 nanometers tall. I'm 177,000 picometers tall. Are they, or better yet, I am 177 1/millionth of a kilometer tall. Would I ever do that?
No.
No. When do you have to do measurements like that? In math class. Why? Because math teachers like to do that to you. Right.
Nobody's ever gone by 478 watt miles.
Absolutely correct. I am 42 years old. I am not 504 months old. However, if I were a baby under the age of 2, my parents would insist on giving my age in months.
Yeah, they always
Yes.
do that. Yeah.
I will accept it up till 2 years old. Once you are 2 years old, You are 2. Oh, he's 37 months old. So he's 3. Well, really, 37 months. He's 3. I'm like 37 months. It's so when the neighbor's kid, who's 47 months old, almost 4, and the neighbor's kid can sing "O Canada," and your kid is still going and throwing poo, you can say, oh, well, your kid's way older than mine. That's really why we measure in months. At least I think so. I don't know. I told everyone my kid was 0. But anyway. So, 4.2 miles. That's weird, yeah? Because we would never say that. But, does math work regardless of how something looks? Of course it does. So even though there's a decimal there, I can still perform the math calculation that I need to do. So I would still go 4.2 miles. I want feet, so I would still put feet over miles. Then I would go to my chart while I'm thinking in my head, Myers, you're a tool. We would never make this conversion in real life. But we're going to because it's math class. And this would be 5,280, and that would be 1. And then you would, of course, know that 1 was on the bottom, so it was multiply. And you would get 22,176 feet. And you would notice that the decimal took care of itself. Is everybody good? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy working within systems. It's crazy. So, here's what I would like for you all to do. You are going to work on page 17. It is going to take you approximately 5 minutes. Go. Highlight, 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 highlight. Nobody should have had any trouble with that, except I would like to talk about number 10 for a moment. Everybody okay with all of them? Okay. So number 10, 2 ways you can do it. It's metric, right? So you know that for every prefix, you move the decimal 1 spot, yeah? So if you know all your prefixes, do you need to do any math here? So you have 17.2 millimeters, yes? I want to go up to kilometers, right? So what's 1 above millimeters? Centimeters. So 1 spot will take me to centi, right? What's 1 above centi? Deci. That'll move me 1 to deci. What's 1 above deci? Meter. What goes in the blank? 0. What's 1 above meter? Deca. What goes in the blank? 0. What's 1 above deca? Hecto. What goes in the blank? 0. What's 1 above hecto? Kilo. What goes in the blank? 0. So if you know the prefixes, you can do it, right? But what if you don't remember the prefixes? Will proportionate reasoning work for you? Of course it will. But if you look on your chart, you don't have millimeters to kilometers, do you? But you can go millimeters to centimeters, centimeters to meters, and meters to kilometers. You would just do it 4 times in a row. So you could go 17.2 millimeters, and I want centimeters, so it's 1 over 10, right? And that will take me to centimeters. Centimeters to meters, I need meters over centimeters. So that's 100 to 1. Now I'm dividing by 100. So I've divided by 10, I divide by 100. Then I need to go meters to kilometers, km, 1 over 1,000. So I am then dividing by 1,000. So divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000, and you will get the same answer. And you can continue to stack conversions on top of each other. Does everybody understand? Because no matter what, converting works. Everybody good? All right, 76, no problem. 204, no problem. Yes? Excellent. Sim sim salabim. 13 is a problem. Why?
Oh, because it's 43 point. You can't have 43.2 of a banner.
Can't have 0.2 of a banner. So what's the right answer?
43.
43, right? Because I had 6 yards times 36, because the 1 was on the bottom. So I had 216 inches of fabric, right? What if I had 219 inches of fabric? Would I still divide by 5?
Yeah.
Yes. And what would I get for an answer? 43.8. How many banners can I make?
43.
Still only 43. Some of you will, if I put that on a multiple choice test and I said choice A was 44, some of you would round it up. Because you are so conditioned by doing math that you don't think about what you're actually doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? Even though 43.8 rounds 44, you cannot make that 44th banner. Picking up what I'm putting down?
Yep.
Okay. Then this one is easy peasy. Now this one is interesting. I like questions like this in math class because you can give yourself a shortcut. What could you do here? How many conversions would you have to make to answer in kilometers? If I wanted you to write out all your work, how many conversions would you have to show me?
A lot.
You'd have to convert that to meters or to kilometers and that to kilometers, yes? Can you make a mental step here? What is the mental step that you could make right here?
Oh, divide by 1,000 for meters. It'd be 0.125
Yeah.
kilometers.
So you would get 0.125, and then you'd have to divide by like 10,000 there, right? Can you make a better mental step? Kayla.
40 centimeters is just 0.4.
There you go. 40 centimeters, just 0.4 of a meter. So if you had 125.4 meters and then went to kilometers, would you be in business? Picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. And this next one, that's the best possible answer. Did anybody stop earlier than that?
Yeah.
I bet a bunch of you have 7,052.36 something, right? So if you do this question, and I give it to you on a multiple choice test, and that's not there, you've got to continue to work, right? What would you do with that 0.36? That's 0.36 of what measurement? It's 0.36 of what unit?
Yeah.
No.
Of yards.
Of a yard,
Yeah.
which I would then have to convert to feet, yes?
Yeah.
So I want feet out of yards, which is 3 to 1. That's going to get me, I believe it comes out to 1.08 or something. And then that 0.8 is feet. So I got to get that to inches times 12. And that gets you to the 1 inch. Everybody with me? You just stack the converting on top of each other over and over and over till you are down as small as you can go. Everybody good? You can just keep working that decimal. Yeah? Yeah, excellent. So I'm going to, page 18 is a fun page for me. Go. Just do 17 and 18, please. Stop at 19. We need to talk about it. $17 is a perfectly legitimate question. 18 is a horrible question. Who would like to give me an answer to 17? Should already be done. Kayla.
1 foot 3 inches.
No, it's 2,160
Oh,
inches.
wait.
2,000.
Who would like to give me an answer? Amshman.
2,160 inches. I think.
Go from Myers.
Going around.
Oh shoot, my bad.
Not the area.
I knew that. Never mind. No, that is right. No, it's the perimeter.
Perimeter.
Yeah. Wait, is it perimeter or perimeter?
Perimeter.
Unless she has
Okay.
been added like today. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yes. No,
right.
I do. I'm sorry. It's the jazz. I thought it's the jazz name. Yeah. No, it's my fault. Yep. It's for you, Sam. What's the answer? Because it's not 2,100.
No, I added my bad.
It's 192 inches, right? Why?
I just did 16 feet because it's two sides that are 3 feet and then two sides that are 5 feet.
Because it's 3 and 5, and you need two sides.
So I just did 16.
So it's 16 feet times 12, 192. Easy peasy for that one, yeah? What's wrong with 18? Because it came right off a provincial exam. I think it's a horrible question. Why?
If I move one,
Rosemary.
It says that would his purchase change if the firm was 1 inch thick, but it's not talking about the picture itself. I understand it's talking about the frame.
Okay. So here's my picture.
Okay.
It's, of course, me. It's 3 feet by 5 feet, right? That's the picture. Where does the frame go?
On the other side.
Around the outside. Excellent, right? What's the frame look like? Goes around the outside, okay. So how much frame do I have to buy? No.
196.
Why?
Oh, that's for the corners.
I need an inch all the way around, don't I? This was 36 inches, yes? But my frame is an inch thick. So 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Why is it a bad question? Kayla.
Well, because then when he's saying like the original frame was just like not a frame, it was just like
The picture was 3 by 5. The frame has to go around it, right?
right.
Okay. If you don't know what a frame looks like, could you do the question? All a frame is something that goes around the outside, right? So if I put the frame here, then I only have to add this 1 inch, don't I? Do I have to add the inch here? No. So it wouldn't be 196, would it? Lauren made the assumption that I was framing the way anybody who thinks of a frame would frame it. Like that, right? Like how the frames go around my bulletin boards. Which would mean that 1 inch was added there and there, because you had to go all the way out to the edges. Picking up what I'm putting down? It's the type of question that happens in real life, right? You got to put a frame around a window. It's not the size of the window. You got to account for the outside when you're cutting the wood up. You picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. That's why it's a bad question. Why did I put it in there? I do that a lot. I want you guys to see that it's not necessarily what you think it is. And then I have another bad question. Number 19 is a horrible question. It came off a provincial exam too. What's wrong with it? 2 problems with that question that make it a very bad question.
There's first, it says 3.79 linear foot. That's like per foot, and then that's in inches.
Yep. But that's no big deal. That's not a bad question. You got to convert. That's easy. But the linear foot's a problem. Why?
Doesn't that mean that it's like just like a foot, like it's like a line?
Yes.
So then there's no width to it?
Yes. It doesn't matter how big it is. You're paying by the foot. The problem with the question is, if you don't know what that means, it's a bad question, right? Is my height a linear measurement or not?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we're not measuring down.
You're measuring from the bottom of my feet right up the top. Doesn't matter how skinny I am, doesn't matter how fat I am, doesn't matter how Superman muscly I am. My height is a straight line, yes?
Yeah.
Is perimeter a linear measurement?
No. What? Yeah.
Why, Rosemary?
Because you're not measuring the space in between the
Yeah. You just, if you unfold the rectangle, you just have a straight line, don't you? How many dimensions is linear feet? Or a linear measurement? 1. Everybody cool? All right. So that's a problem. There's another problem with that question. What is it? Remember, this is a math class. So read that question. Tell me what the problem is. Sam.
Asking the cost of the molding.
Okay. What's molding?
It's like the little thing that goes on the wall. Like,
Well, this bulletin board's on the wall. Is it molding?
no, but
Okay.
I don't know how to do it.
Exactly my point. That's a problem, isn't it? What is molding, Lauren?
It's like that down there, but usually it looks fancier.
Yeah, that stuff down there. Do I have it in this room? Look up where the ceiling meets the wall. Do I have a piece of wood up there?
Oh, yeah.
I do. What if you don't know what that is?
You're screwed.
That's the problem. You might get the question wrong. Is that a math problem, not knowing what crown molding is? No. That was on a provincial exam. Stupid question. That's why it's there. But now that you know what it is, where does it go?
On the outside.
Around the,
Border, the edges.
and what do you call the edge of a shape?
The edge.
The perimeter.
Oh, okay. That's
So we would find the perimeter.
Yeah.
We would find the perimeter in what unit?
feet.
Why feet?
Because it's asking per linear foot.
Because it's sold by the linear foot. So let's do that. What do I got to do with 185 and 240?
Convert it into.
Would you convert now?
No.
I wouldn't convert now. What would I do?
Multiply it.
Multiply it first. I need a perimeter, yes?
Yeah.
So what would I do with 185 and 240?
Time.
I wouldn't multiply them yet. I'd add them.
And then times.
And then what?
Times 2.
Times 2 to get 850 inches. Then I only have to convert once because it's a linear measurement. When I convert that once, I want feet. Feet over inches. I'm not going to write.
It's just 8:15.
So it's 850 over 12. Now here's where we have to think. That's going to give me an answer. What is it? Somebody's punching it in as we speak.
70.83333.
70.833. How much crown molding do I need to buy?
So 30.79 So that means you have to multiply
3.79 for cost times what?
70
No.
Oh, no.
Read it again.
per linear foot. So 70.
No. If I buy 70 feet of crown molding, I'm going to be left with that much of my ceiling. Not. There you go.
Yeah, now.
Because I cannot, in this case, I have to buy that extra foot. And I do round up. Everybody understand? If I buy exact,
You'll be happy.
I can't buy exact because it's sold by the foot. Got it? Okay. I'm going to shut up for a moment. Actually, I'm not going to shut up for a moment. I'm going to give you your first assignment. Page 19. It is 12:30. Class goes till 1:05, yeah? 1:06. 1:01. You're going to do page 19. It is sneaky. Be very, very careful. 20 and 21. Okay? 19 to 21. It's not hard. You will easily get it done in class, and I'm not having you take home homework today. Okay? What?
Does the shed have grass?
No. $19 to $21 for you guys. Read those questions carefully.
You actually have a shed in your back here.
No,
Okay.
that would require me having had to build it. Let us make sure that you did the shed question correctly. Perimeter of the shed is 40 feet. Why?
Because it's asking for the perimeter, not
Perimeter, all the way around the shed. There's the shed in yellow. That's 12, that's 8. Curses, that's because I have to push that button. Which means that's 12 and that's 8 for a total of 40 feet. Now, here is where I have heard people doing this poorly. The shed covers 1/3 of my backyard. Does the 40 feet?
count. No.
No, because the shed is covering the yard. The yard is a certain amount size. 1/3 of it is shed. The shed is 8 by 12, which means that
96.
is 96 feet squared, which means how much is this third of the yard?
96.
96. How much is this third?
96.
How much of it is not shed?
No.
192. 192 is how much square feet I need to cover. The sod is 5 square feet.
39.
When I divide that, I get 38 point blah.
But you have to round up.
But you have to round up because you have to buy the 39th roll, or I will be left.
But the rolls are 5 feet long. So
Yes.
What? So?
5 feet long, 1 foot wide. So they cover 5 square feet. I need to cover 192 square feet. If I don't buy the 39th roll, I'm going to be left with a little patch of brown in my backyard. Would I want that? If you saw my backyard, you would know that I couldn't care less. But in reality, a lot of people want a yard. I watch those home and garden shows. People walk out of the perfect house because the backyard isn't good enough. And it's always because there's cars driving by outside.
Oh my God.
I want to live in the city, but traffic noise. Oh, it's going to be so dangerous for my children. Your children are 14 and 11. You don't need them fenced in a yard like animals in a zoo. Or the other way around. They're 5 and 4. So you're going to buy this house, live in it for 30 years, and worry about that only the 4 years that the kids have to have a fence? Try parenting. It's not hard. Look out the window. Oh, there's my kids. I can't see the kids in the backyard, because if your kid is bouncing on the trampoline and falls off and impales himself on a stick, if you see it happen from the kitchen, can you stop it? No. People walk away from perfect houses for things like that. I don't get it. Those shows make me angry. When I bought my house, I can't see anything in the backyard. Perfect. Just kidding.
What about the dog though? If it's not fenced on the dog?
Yes, dog is a different story. Because of course, you could get the electric dog fence. You can get the electric dog fence. They learn.
Oh, I don't like that.
My dog, we tried to get him one of those, we got him a shocking collar just because he runs away. And so, he's so insane. He went down to boundaries and it started zapping him, he didn't care. So he just kept walking through the zapping. And yeah, he still, left out of the yard, so we got him back eventually. He doesn't run away too much anymore, but
I don't like
he just,
hurting the dog. I don't have.
he just walked right through the shopping. It was
My dog would walk right through it too. My dog keeps getting stung by wasps. It's awesome. He gets stung in the house, and then he runs over and he beats up the wasp with his paw. What are you doing, Cooper? Whap, whap, whap. Oh, another wasp.
No, he got attacked by
All right, so yes, you had to round up to the 39th roll, and then the cost was 39 times that, of course. Yeah? Yeah. Page 20 and 21. Are we ready to see answers? It's 12:47. I hope so. Are we ready to see answers?
Yes. Roar.
There is the first one, highlighted in bleu. Bleu. Sim sim salabim. I do too.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much.
I like the blue highlighter too. It's my favorite of the highlighters.
Huh? Oh.
What are the colors
Well, I can turn any color into a highlighter. But I like the blue. It's my favorite. And then green. I don't like the purple. It's hard to read through. There's the next 8. All of this will be on YouTube, so you can mark your own work later if you're not quite done. Remember, these are all within the same system, so they are the easy ones. Now, this one, obviously, the intelligent answers are in centimeters or meters. But because it's metric, you could say, 26 decimeters, Mr. Myers. But you, of course, wouldn't, because that would make me go in my head. But I wouldn't ever go. But it would make me in my head want to go on your head. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that time it worked. Yeah, it wasn't working right at all. It would only make the sound when I wasn't bobbing. There we go. All right. Same with this one, of course, right? You would not say it was 50,080 decimeters. Right? Yeah. Okay. What'd you do this week? I went for a run. How far'd you go? 5K. You mean 50 million millimeters? Yes, I did. Come here while I put my running shoe where the sun don't shine on you. And then, of course, here are these ones. And again, this one, 3/12, 1/4, all acceptable. I'm okay with that. You're going to get 18 ribbons. You're not going to be able to get on the plane. Oh, Sam. And I'm not going to show you the answer to 7. You can figure that out or Sam's going to die. Not because of me, but because Sam will want to know that he did it right, and it will eat away at him if I do not allow him to do that question. That's why I'm not showing you the right answer, Sam, so you can go home, do that question, and then come back tomorrow and feel fulfilled.
Fulfilled.
Okay?
I like that word, fulfilled.
All right. Now, fulfilled is how it's at. Yes, fulfilled.
Fulfilled.
But people skip over. It's like people who say February. There's an R.
I hate that.
And library. There's an R. And Arctic. There's a C.
Arctic. What? Arctic. What?
Yes.
Arctic.
But then you get the British people who refuse to say aluminum. Aluminium. There's no I. No.
Aluminium.
Grab my periodic table.
Aluminium.
Maybe there is an I.
There is an I. The British
Okay.
are correct.
We could say aluminium.
I already believe you, Lauren.
There is an I.
Aluminium.
There is indeed an I.
See?
Fine. You can go back and you can say aluminium in the laboratory all you wish. All right. Listen up.
Laboratory.
Listen up. Listen up. Thank you. All right. You have no math homework in tonight because you should already be done. Tomorrow we will be moving on to converting between systems. It is super easy because you already know how to convert. I actually don't even need to do a lesson on it. I could just say do the work in the book tomorrow. It's how easy it is. Because, why? Math works. Okay? I'll do like 3 questions and I'm going to let you guys work tomorrow. Now, however, I would like to get you guys caught up because of the day I wasn't here yesterday. Actually, never mind that. Ignore me. We will see you tomorrow. But you're not dismissed, so don't ask to leave.
Bye.